Heads up here, so there might be some characters I haven't come across, because lo and behold, I haven't played every game out there. Whatever, let's do this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ready or not, here we go.
The Butler from Tomb Raider. See, while some people might be wondering why this dude is on here right now, think about it for a second. Seriously, what does he do? He follows Lara around Croft Manor with his tea tray, shaking violently every time he sees her, like he has some sort of motor nerve defect. Actually, you know what? I reckon he's just horny. He's seen Lara's beautiful polygon tits and has remembered what his youthful days were like. Most likely perving over other girls through a pair of binoculars, whilst carving that girl's name into his arm with a knife. Sick f***. But going back to it, he doesn't actually do anything. The only thing he succeeds at is somehow repeatedly managing to get locked into the freezer every time I'm at the manor. And it's totally not me trying to lock him into the freezer again, just to get the constantly looking stare to go away. The Battle Mage from Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I think I've mentioned this dude before, but it's one of the biggest epic fails I've ever seen in a game. In a nutshell, you're trying to uncover a disappearance in a ruin that's been overrun with necromancers, and this dude gets there before you to give you a heads up. He tells you a small bit of info, before trying to lead you to where you need to go, before taking 3 steps forward and getting killed by a spike trap, but in a funny, and now he's dead way. But the reason why this was so noticeable for me to put it on this list is that he failed so hard at what he was trying to do, and in such style, that this managed to earn him the attribute of useless character, among other attributes such as a complete f***ing idiot.
Ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week.
The Engineer from Unreal 2 The Awakening. Another character I've mentioned before earns the number 8 spot for being a whiny bitch the entire time, and no, I'm not drawing references to myself here. I have enough irony in my normal life for my videos to start attacking me now. Long story short, he gets you to do everything and complains about it the whole time. This entry, in fact the whole video, shouldn't be confused with my NPCs that take the piss video because, sure, Martin Septim was a total c***, but at least he served a purpose as a plot device by a firing his laser at the end. This character, however, didn't need to be there. In fact, who invited him? The irony of him being annoying as the main character comments on him being annoying was about as subtle as a bear trying for a piggyback ride, and I can't come up with one instance where he was absolutely necessary for the plot to continue, when a swift shotgun to the face, followed by a quick rifling of his pockets would have worked just as well, if not quicker if you think about it.
Lane Goodman.
O'Neill from Aliens Colonial Marines. Again, this dude's blatant lack of a brain is about as discreet as 2 midgets shitting into a bucket. In fact, I'm tempted to move on because this guy's so bloody notorious now. When I first played Colonial Marines, I thought that I might have been the only one who had beef with O'Neill, because he was about as useful as replacing the smart gun with an actual xenomorph. And speaking of smart guns, acquiring one must work in the same way as the Philosopher's Stone from Harry Potter, in that only those who wish to obtain it, but not use it, will get one, because O'Neill has won the entire f***ing game, but seems to register walls as his main enemy, rather than the alien doing the can-can over in the corner of the room. Actually, I think it's more like, those who wish to have one but don't know how to use it will get one. And I think that's true, seeing as you only get it twice the entire game, and the ammo's gone quicker than pizza at an open day. This dude is supposed to be your supporting character, but there's not much in the way of support, and he's also well known for blocking up doors as well. So f*** this guy, who's next? Oscar the Engineer from Siberia. Oh, Jesus Christ, not that game again. We're back there already? Could you tell the last time that I fucking hate this guy? This game is several hours long, and it's mainly thanks to this twat, whose sole purpose is to keep you stuck in one place for as long as it takes you to feel that there's no world outside of this one area. I won't do the scene again, and yes, this is a reference to one of my previous videos, but needless to say, he's basically Thrush, in that he's an irritating Lester from Lester the Unlikely. The main character to the game and dude you play as, Lester is a useless piece of crap. Yep, this isn't even a support character, it's the dude you play as. He's so useless that he'll shit himself at the sight of a turtle. That's right, a fucking turtle. Most people go, "Aw, look at that." But no, Lester goes, "Aw, f***, it's a turtle. It's just a fucking turtle." But if you go near it, no, any enemy, he turns around and runs in the other direction. Oh shit, look out for those turtles. I mean, they're well known for their violent behaviour. Wait, sorry, my bad, I'm confusing turtles with myself when I see Lester running away screaming from a bored turtle. The sight of Lester running away might be funny the first few times you see it, but see it all the time, on top of his pitiful attempts at climbing ledges, and it won't take you long to realise that this dude should just kill himself. Possibly by throwing himself in front of a moving turtle. Ashley Graham. I've got a feeling that everyone's going to jump onto the hipster bandwagon here and claim that Ashley is actually a great Resident Evil 4 character, but please don't even try. Let's all stop pretending that Ashley is a good character instead of what she really is. A giant handbag full of bricks. She's something that we have to carry around with us that's heavy and awkward. You can deny it as much as you like, but we don't tend to like escort missions, especially when it's the entire game. A good game, mind you, but it could have done without the escort, and not the sexual type, especially when you've realised that you've misplaced your Ashley handbag somewhere, and now the local cult have picked it up, and haven't got the common decency of handing it in to Lost and Found. I don't know about you, but I found her to be such a hindrance to the player, in that she can't look after herself in any way, mainly through the use of her survival instincts of immediately throwing herself towards an enemy's weapon the second they home into view, that every time an enemy appeared, I just chucked the Ashley handbag into the nearest skip and pretend that I'd never met her. The game became much more enjoyable then.
It was those 3 words to save my life.
Roman Bellick. I think the gaming community has covered this one enough, so this will be brief, I promise. He's your cousin in GTA 4, and he should have been called Roman Bellend because he's seriously a massive helmet. And of course I won't want to play darts when the 5-0's on my tail. Are you an idiot? Massive loser, a liar, and his sole existence is to get rescued by Nico. So basically it's Serbian Super Mario. Thanks Nico, but our cousin is in another abandoned warehouse. Surprisingly on that note, Princess Peach or Daisy aren't on this list, come think of it. But I'd imagine that at some point Mario would have got her flower, if you know what I'm saying. Alright fellas, who's with me? Magikarp! Tell you what, if it weren't for what Magikarp eventually evolves into, then this character might have been the biggest fail of a character ever. For those of you who have never played a Pokemon game ever, Magikarp is one of them. It's a fish and it has only one attack, called Splash. Only one attack, you say? Well, is it any good then? Well, put it like this. No. In fact, if you want an idea of why Magikarp is at number 2, well, Splash does no damage at all. Yeah, nothing. Not even 1 damage. So what's the point, you ask? Well, thankfully, at a certain level... viewers, please leave the level in the comments as I couldn't be bothered to look this one up. At a certain level, Magikarp will eventually evolve into... Gyarados? That one. Which is a very powerful and destructive Pokemon, which is the only thing that has saved this character from winning the number 1 spot. Well, that and Slippy Toad is a Oh, poo, got ahead of myself.
One more time.
Slippy Toad from Star Fox 64. It's been said so many times, there have been montages of his voice, and I'd rather do a barrel roll than explain why this dude is the number 1 most useless and unsupportive character ever. Well, mainly it's because you'll spend the whole mission bailing him out of trouble, and then immediately bailing him out of trouble again. Imagine saving a child who was about to put its head into a mechanical meat grinder, and then telling it not to do it again, for it then to immediately stick its head back in. Repeat this process about 13 times, and that's a Star Fox 64 level in a nutshell. They'd be much more enjoyable if we could, quite frankly, bad joke alert, give Slippy the slip.
Sometimes I think this life is killing me. I swear sometimes I think that